From my first two videos, I've been asked the same question over and over again, and that is, how do I list a product on eBay? So if that was you asking that question, or you've been thinking that to yourself for God knows how long, then rest assured this video will answer that question, because I'm going to provide a step-by-step guide on how to list a product for sale on eBay. Now this is a bit of it's a very beginner video, so I will be doing a more advanced version of this for business sellers later down the line, but today it's all about you guys, the beginners, because I want to help you start listing products and start creating money from eBay. Now, if this is the first time watching one of my videos, I'm going to give you a little bit of an intro. My name is Matt. I own a tech company. I've been selling on eBay for a number of years, and I get asked all the time how to be more successful on eBay or how to set up an eBay business. And I thought the best way to answer all of those questions would be to set up a brand new eBay account as a private seller and grow it as big as I can in 12 months and document the whole journey from start to finish. And this is video 3 of this Start eBay from Scratch series of videos. If you want to go back and watch the other ones, just click back to my channel and go and watch them there. They're in a dedicated playlist. So before we get into all of that, there is a little bit of housekeeping that we need to do from last week's video. Now, if you watched that video, you'll know that we had an issue with our very first product sale, which was a set of Lilo and Stitch PJs, which we had a delivery issue. Then we'd sold another item and we were testing out eBay's delayed payments. Now, I'd sold the PJ set. The shipping method was with Every. I looked around for the best place or the best location to take the parcel, and I had an in-post locker system about 2 minutes walk from my warehouse. So we packed it all up, and as I covered in last week's video, we took it down, we put it into the in-post system, and Every just didn't pick it up. They tried 3 or 4 times and they didn't pick it up. And I later found out from actually some kind viewers out there who posted on the video to say, I think there is a problem between Every and InPost. So I did a bit of digging, and actually what I found out was InPost locker systems do not support Every anymore. They ended that support on 26th of February. And obviously I posted the order start of March, which is why it didn't get picked up. I found that out on the Friday. Thankfully, Every are still trying to make collections for a limited period of time, and the product was collected, it was delivered 2 days later, and we've got some feedback from the customer. So if you are using Every, don't choose to put your Every parcels in in-post locker systems because they won't be picked up. Now, the second piece of housekeeping we need to do was we'd sold some Superdry shorts and we'd shipped the product. The buyer had received them 2 days later. We hit the button on timing because we wanted to test out the delayed payments. Now, eBay, with buyer protection, don't pay out straight away. When something sells, eBay takes the money from the buyer and holds it. They will wait until 2 days, 48 hours after confirmed delivery to release your funds. Within that 2-day window, the buyer has the opportunity to use the product and report any issues. If there are reported issues and there needs to be a refund, then eBay manages that, whether it's a full refund or a partial refund, before making any payments out to you. It's meant to make the whole finance and buying process and returns and issue management a lot smoother. But if I open up my eBay app, I'm happy to say that there is funds in my eBay account. I don't know if it's focusing, there you go. And the payment was supposed to go into my bank on the 10th of March. I checked at 9 o'clock in the morning. It was already in there. So it was less than 48 hours from date of delivery. So really happy, did exactly what it said on the tin. So well done, eBay. So let's jump into the listing a product. Now, why am I doing this video? So I've been asked this question multiple times from the last 2 videos that I've put out. And also I put daily TikToks out as well, offering tips and tricks. And this is a really popular question. Now, eBay is known to have a bit of a complex listing process when you compare it to marketplaces such as Vinted, for example. And I know for somebody who is brand new to eBay, it can seem a little bit daunting. So this is going to be a beginner step-by-step guide, but I hope it helps tick the boxes from some of the beginners and helps you start an eBay business at the end of the day, because that's what this channel is all about, helping you launch on eBay, make money, get a side hustle going, and maybe, who knows, even one day replace your income. So despite it being Saturday today, we're going to rewind to the middle of the week when we started to look at how to list a product on eBay. So it is Wednesday and I'm in my warehouse, doing a whole bunch of normal work, but we are still thinking about Project Start eBay from scratch. And as you saw earlier on, we've had some success with the store. This is kind of week 2 of this project. And yeah, we're starting to see some success. We're starting to see sales, we're starting to see some feedback. So overall, pretty good. Now, we're still in this beginner phase, which is basically acting like a new eBay would in this whole private account sort of scenario. So still sourcing products from home, and I've hit upon something that I want to try. Now, I've not sold trainers before or any kind of footwear before, but I've got a few to sell, and I'm interested to see how the category goes because I've not really sold in trainers in footwear before. So I've got several pairs of feetwear, trainers and shoes to sell, and I thought this would be a perfect opportunity to show you how, as a private seller, if you're thinking about setting up eBay, if you are a more advanced seller, then you can probably skip past this part because it's going to be relatively straightforward. How, as a new seller with a private account, you construct a listing. So what I always do is get the product that I want to sell, get it all cleaned up and get it photographed. So, and the key for photographs is making sure that you show the products that you're selling from all different angles, and if there are any areas of wear or any areas of damage, depending on what you're selling, then you need to highlight those. Make sure you're taking your photographs under good light. If you want to use a good camera, use a good camera. I generally use an iPhone because, let's be honest, if you light your shots properly, then the pictures will be perfectly fine. I use an iPhone 14. It's absolutely fine. The company that I own uses iPhones when we're photographing our laptops or PCs or phones or tablets or whatever. So an iPhone is absolutely fine. You have 24 photographs. 24? 24 or 25? I think I need to check. 24. You have 24 photographs that you can fill and a spot for a video. Now, we're going to touch on creating video for your listings in future videos. I'm not going to do it today because I do see it as a little bit more, it's not an advanced thing, but it lends itself better to certain types of products. If I generally don't shoot a video on something that I know is going to sell in 24 hours, and I pretty much know what's going to sell quickly and what doesn't sell quickly. And I think video lends itself to a certain type of product, but I'm not going to shoot video on a pair of Asics trainers. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, 24 photographs. Make sure that you photograph all the area of the product, all different angles, up, down, left, right, inside, outside, all the wear, areas of wear and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to spin the camera around. These are the trainers. They are called Asics Gel Torrents. So they're the trainers. As you can see, they are in pretty good condition. So we will get some photographs of these now, and then I'm going to hop on to a screen share. I'm going to show you how I personally construct a listing and how the selectors work in eBay for selecting your category. You can even select a matching product if this product is already in eBay's catalogue, so which will make it even easier. But eBay have really tried to make the item specifics and all that sort of stuff a lot easier for private sellers. It's different for business sellers, and when we migrate to a business account, we will touch on that, but not in this episode. So yeah, we'll take the photographs, we'll jump on, screen share, and I'll show you how to construct a listing. So quick tip on the photographs. If you're using a phone, generally, it depends how you got your phone set up. I always change my orientation, and you can do it there. Let's show you, right? Okay, so when you open up your camera, you can navigate to photograph, and I would generally hit that little arrow at the top, change your orientation to square. That's mainly because that will fill the whole available area in eBay's photograph sort of area. So uploading a square photograph means that you're maximising the square availability that eBay provides. It always provides square-based photographs. So changing your your phone to square orientation is by far the best way to orientate your photographs, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Have I explained that very well? I hope I have. But anyway, so I would take these, and also what you can do if it's a little bit dark, you can switch a light on if you've got a good natural light, or you've got exposure compensation on your iPhone. So you can click exposure, you can kind of knock it up a couple of points and it'll just brighten up your image as well. You can also do it in eBay, but I find it better to do it in camera first. So I would take pictures from side, front, other side, back. I would definitely turn them over and do a picture of the sole, because depending on what this person is going to use them for is dependent on if they're going to buy them, because if there's any wear on any areas of the shoe, it's always good to cover that. Then there is always a size label, so we need to take a picture of the size label. I'd also take a picture of probably the inside, but show where the heel sits to make sure that you're showing that there's no wear in the heel area, and I'll do that on both. And also show if there's any wear in the where your heel actually goes in the foot. And I think that's probably it. That means we have got, how many did we take? Let's get to my gallery. So we have now taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've taken 8 photographs. We could go a little bit more. So we could go, let's have a look. I don't think we're going to get 24 photographs out of this, but we could go right down on top. We could do the lace area to show that the laces are in good condition. We could go into the actual ASICS logo to show that that's all in good condition. We could go on this side, again, do the same on this side, and it shows the ringlets and all that sort of stuff, and it shows that there's no kind of wear or damage anywhere along this sort of part. We could do a little bit of a close-up right down the bottom of the heel where the foam is to show that that's all in good condition. And to be fair, I honestly think now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 images, not 24, we've got 13. It showcases the product really well, in my view. If someone wanted to buy a pair of trainers, I think I've showed all the areas that the buyer would be thinking, what's that like? So we've done that. So the next port of call is to jump on the computer and set this up as a listing, and we're going to jump onto a screen share. So that's all the photographs taken, and now we're ready to create the listing and get the product live. But I thought this was a perfect opportunity to answer one of the most common questions that I've been asked in my first 2 videos, which is, how do I create a listing on eBay? Now the positive news, eBay have made it super easy to create a listing as a private seller. So I thought, let's do a screen share, let's do it together so you can see the step-by-step actions that you need to take to get a product from taking photographs of it to creating the listing. And they've even introduced AI tools now, which again makes it just so easy. However, before we do that, there obviously are a lot of people watching my videos who don't even have an eBay account, and I've been asked in the comments and by messages, how do I set up an account? So we're going to touch on that first. It takes 30 seconds, but I thought it's worth mentioning. So the first thing to do is head over to ebay.co.uk, and in the top left-hand corner, you will see register. Click on that and it will take you to the screen that you're looking at now, which is create an account. Now from here, you can create a private or a business account. Now, if you've been watching my videos in this series, you'll know that I've set up a brand new eBay account with the aim of growing it as big as I can in the next 12 months and documenting the whole journey from start to finish, giving you tips and tricks and advice along the way. So in keeping with that theme, we're gonna just select private account. So what eBay need from you for you to set up your account is your first name, your second name, add in your email address, and select a good, strong password. Then click Create Personal Account. You can also set up your account by Google, Facebook, or Apple. Again, just click one of those buttons. It will log in with your Google, Facebook, or Apple account, and it will create the account for you. So once you've filled all those 4 fields in and you've clicked Create Personal Account, it will take you to the next page, which is your eBay homepage. Now, as you can see, mine is filled with Ferrari stuff because I've had this account for the last sort of 10 days, almost 2 weeks, and it's almost F1 season, and as you can see, I'm a big F1 fan, I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, so I've been buying some Ferrari stuff.
Now what this video isn't going to be is a deep dive into every single aspect of your eBay account. As you can see from the top, if you hover over my eBay, this brings down a drop-down menu of lots of different aspects and areas of eBay. This isn't going to be a video where I go into depth in all of those. If you want to see that video, I'm more than happy to do a video about all the different parts of eBay. Comment down below, let me know if you want to see that video, and I'll definitely pop it into the schedule and we'll get it done. However, there are a couple of things that you do need to do before you start buying and selling. Top left-hand corner, you'll see your name. If you hover over it, you'll get a little drop down. As you can see, I've already uploaded a logo and I've changed my seller name accordingly, however I want it. So that's what you need to basically do. You can go to account settings and head over to personal information. It may ask you to log in again. If so, log in again. I'm quickly going to bypass that so you don't see my personal information. And you'll be presented with this page. Right at the top, you can see your eBay username. Now, eBay will select a generic username for you. So what you can do is you can click edit and you can choose your own username, set it up whatever you want, click save. You then really need to add in some additional information like phone number, addresses, and also update your payment information. So you can buy things and pay for them, and you can sell things and get paid. Now we're ready to list the trainers, okay? So what we can do is, if you hover over my eBay, you've got a selling link here, click on your selling link and it will take you to your main sellers overview. Now, as you can see from here, this is a brand new account. We've got 18 products live. We've made 2 sales in the last week, which has resulted in £30 and 80 pence worth of cleared funds. And then you can see some of the other products that you've got listed here as well. From here, you can click list an item. So we just click list an item. Now, eBay has a big catalog of products. So you can type in what your product is. You can use brand name, your model, unique reference number like your VIN number or MPN number or ISBN number, and it will search the catalogue to see if that product is already in eBay's system. You can find a match and then you can select sell the same product, and then you can edit with your personal details of your product and then make it live. So what we're selling at the moment is some Asics gel torrents. Okay, and we'll press enter. This will bring up a category for you to choose. Now we know that we want to sell them into the trainer category. These are female trainers, so we're going to click women's shoes trainers. Now if it doesn't bring up the correct suggested category here, you can either search for a category up top or you can use all of these individual categories, and when you click into them it will give you a drop down of all the subcategories underneath the main category. eBay has selected 3 different categories for us to pick from. We know that they're women's trainers, so we're just going to click into women's trainers. Now what it will do, it will bring up all the matching products. Now what you can do if you want is select one of these and it will bring that product into your main listing pane, and then you can make the changes as necessary. I'm just going to click at the bottom, continue without a match, so I can fill it all in manually. So first port of call is select your conditions. Are these new with a box? Are they new without a box? Are they new with defects, or are they used? So these are used. So we're just going to click used and then click continue. So this is the next page is your main listing page where you fill in all your item specifics, upload your photographs, add in additional information, as much information as you can for the buyer, and then add your description in. So we start at the top and we're going to do a title. So remember, the first 4 words in any eBay title are the most important. Don't use filler words like and, is, the. They don't get ranked. Your title should comprise of keywords that will rank in eBay's system, with the first 4 being the most important. For me, it's always model, size, color. Sometimes you're going to have more than 4 keywords, so you're just going to have to do the best that you can. For example, these, we are going to have to put Asics gel torrents as the first 3 words because that's what they are. So I'm then going to put size 8 women's grey running trainers. Now that might not read like a sentence that you would say, Asics gel torrent size 8 women's grey running trainers. but they are all keywords that people will type into eBay to try and find. So that's what you've got to get out of your head. You're not creating a grammar specific sentence. You're using keywords to describe your product that a buyer is potentially going to be typing in. So Asics gel torrents, size 8, women's, grey, running trainers. You could probably change that around and say, okay, instead of putting grey there, we might put Asics gel torrents, size 8, grey, not Gret, grey, women's running trainers. And then you've got up to 80 characters. It's always good to kind of use as much of those 80 characters as you can, but you've got a little bar down here that will tell you if your title is doing good or not doing good. And at the moment, we're at good length. I'm happy with that. I mean, you can put good condition. And that's 70 out of the 80 characters, and I actually think that's fine. I'd be happy with that title, to be fair. So item specifics. There are required item specifics and there are additional or recommended item specifics. So the required ones are the next section down, and these are condition, brand, department, colour and size. The most important parts, and majority of these will be covered off in your title anyway. And if you ever want a little bit of a push to find out what you need to create in your title, look at the recommended and the required, item specifics, because they're pretty much what you should be including in the title. So our condition is used, we know the brand is Asics, we know the colour is grey, we know the department is women, size. So these are a size 6. So now we've ticked the box on all the recommended, required item specifics. Now we can go to recommended. So these are additional item specifics that you can put in that will help Cassini, which is eBay's algorithm, select and rank you based on additional information that you put in. So you can see here that there's a little bit of a progress bar, which is actually quite interesting. So this progress bar here, the more specifics you put in, the more complete that progress bar will be, and the more chance you stand of your listing getting found, basically. So you can put a US shoe size if you want, and I know that US is 8. So there you go, the bar has gone up a little bit. Product line, we know that these are Asics gel. So we'll put that in. And the bar has crept up a little bit. MPN. Now, do we have an MPN? I believe we do, because we've took pictures of these and we took a picture of the label. So we're going to put, let's just see if this MPN will work. A671017YV. Let's see if it'll accept it. There we go. MPN's in. Some people will search in eBay via an MPN, and if you haven't got one in, you won't get found. You can click on the link at the bottom, which is more. So this will give you the opportunity to put in more item specifics. Again, the more item specifics you put in, the better chance your listing will get found. So put in what you know. Don't fabricate it, because that could lead to returns or an unhappy buyer. So are these customized? No, they're not. Theme, we have got sport shoes. EU shoe size, we know from the label, these are 39.5. Enter. And all of these are increasing our little progress bar, which is good. Standard shoe width, we know that. Style, sneaker, vintage, no they're not. Release year, no idea, we're gonna leave that blank. So, as you can see up here, we've gone up to now 1.4 million recent searches for the item specifics that we've put in. So you can see that we've increased our chances of this listing being found because we've put more item specifics in the listing, okay? So again, we've got even more item specifics that we can put in. So if you know these, put them in. Closure, they're lace up. Lining material, synthetic fibre and synthetic leather upper. Actually, we have just found the upper, and I'm sure, there we go, upper, synthetic. Has this done anything? Where are we? There we go, look, 1.5 million recent searches. So we've gone up 100,000. And it just goes on. There are so many item specifics that you can put in. And honestly, the more you can put in, the better. Not all of them are going to lend themselves to your product, but the more you can put in, the better. Next thing is we need to upload some photographs. So we've already got the photographs into our computer. So where did I save them? Here we go. All the photographs are in my computer already. We select them and we upload them. Just take a couple minutes. Now you do have 24 spaces for photographs. Do as many photographs as you can. Obviously there's going to be a set number of photographs that you can take, but try and highlight all the good points, and if there are any negative points, any wear, any damage, depending on what you're selling, make sure you highlight that in the pictures. Then choose the best picture that you've taken for your main image. Now the main image will be here, it's got main written underneath it, and literally to move them across, you can drag it and drop it. So how does that one look? Does that look like a good one? Or do we want to use this one? I think we're going to use that one. There we go, we've got 12 photographs put up, which I think is absolutely fine. Next comes the description. Now you've got two choices with your description. You can either write it yourself, or you can let eBay write it using AI. Now this is something relatively new, and I actually quite like it. eBay's AI will use all the item specifics and your title that you've put in to craft a description for you. So let's see what eBay's AI comes up with for these trainers. So we'll just click use AI, and now it's writing. I'm going to read it out to you. So this is what eBay has put as our description. Step up your running game with the Asics Gel Torrance women's trainers in a sleek grey shade. UK size 6, EU 39.5, US 8. These sneakers, which I am going to change, so click in, these trainers, because we are in the UK, are designed for both style and comfort, featuring a supportive foam insole and durable synthetic upper. The classic lace-up closure ensures a secure fit for all your activities. And then I think that needs a new line. The Gel Torrance model belongs to the acclaimed Asics Gel product line, renowned for its superior cushioning technology. These trainers are perfect for the sports enthusiast who values quality and performance. Standard shoe width for comfortable fit. Whether it's for daily runs or casual wear, these trainers are a versatile addition to any wardrobe. Now, that's all okay as a generalised description. I need to put a little bit more that are specific to these particular trainers. So I always put a title, Asics Gel Torrance. We're going to highlight it all, and we're going to make that a little bit bigger, and we're going to make it bold. That's the title. Underneath, we are going to change back to normal size, and we're going to put women's trainers, size 8 UK, grey. So they are the 4 key things for me: product, who they're for, size, colour. So I also want to put, probably underneath this actually, the condition. So trainers are used with some marks but still in excellent condition. Will be cleaned before dispatch and shipped well protected. Please ask any questions before purchasing via eBay. I'm not very good at typing on my messages. And I think that is absolutely fine for an item description. Next, we need to move on to pricing. So this will all be down to your personal choice on what you want to list it for, based on what it's cost you. If it's just stuff that you source from around the house, like majority of new eBays do when they first start, price probably, you haven't got costs to cover because they're yours and you've used them, so you've bought them to use them and you don't want them anymore, so you're going to sell them. I would always look at what other like-for-like models or products are selling for and try and position yourself somewhere in the middle based on the quality and the condition of your product. I mean, if they are on the tatty side, you probably want to price lower. If they are mint in as new condition, you probably want to err on the higher side. Me personally, for these particular ones, because there are a few little marks here and there, I'm going to put them kind of mid-range, and I know that these have been selling anywhere between £20 and £35. So actually, sorry, 15 and 25 pounds. So if you want to change the price, click into the price. You can set it as an auction or you can set it as a buy it now. I'm going to put these as a buy it now and I'm going to put them in for £19.99. You have some more options here. If you want to allow buyers to make an offer, you can click this radio button here. If you don't want them to make an offer, turn it off. If it's blue, it's on, and that will put a make an offer button on the listing so buyers can click it and make you an offer. If you want to put a minimum price that you will accept, so you don't have to physically accept it, eBay, if somebody makes an offer hitting your minimum, it'll automatically be accepted, it'll just be sold. I'm not going to do that. I just want to assess all the offers as and when they come in, so I'm going to leave that blank. You can schedule a start time if you want, and this is really handy for batch listing. We're not going to talk about that yet, but if you're listing large volumes of product and you want to be consistently listing every single day, but you haven't got time every single day to be listing, you can batch products and then have them, a few go out live every single day, and you can schedule start time. So if you want to schedule start time, you can click that and then you can pick a day, pick a time that product's going to go live. But again, we're not going to use that in this particular example. If you're selling more than one, you can up the quantity. We're just selling one. Next is delivery. So you can offer postage or collection in person, postage only or collection only. I generally do postage or collection in person. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind. Some people might not like people coming to their houses and want to do postage only. And so I'll tell you what, let's do postage only on this occasion. The next thing is you need to choose the package size. Now, handily, eBay have made that very, very easy. They come up with recommendeds based on what you're selling. So, shoebox, we're selling shoes. It's recommended. That's absolutely fine. And package weight, you can click on here and see all dimensions. So you can see all the different package types that eBay have got set up for you. So if you're selling something like tickets or stamps or something, you can click it as a letter. If you're selling a game or a book, you can put it in a padded envelope. If you're selling something a little bit bigger, shoebox, and you can go right up to kind of extra large suitcase. Now they've named them this way because these are the sizes that people can relate to. Everybody knows what an extra large suitcase looks like. Everybody knows what a cabin luggage suitcase looks like. So you can visually understand that when you're actually creating your listing. I'm selling some shoes, so it's natural that I'm going to I'm going to choose shoebox. And then weight up to 1 kilo, that's fine. So I can choose which delivery service I want to use. There are lots of different ones available if you click the view all delivery. So you can InPost locker drop off if you've got an InPost locker system by the side, but close to you. Yodel, Every, Royal Mail, DPD, all that sort of stuff. I am going to choose Royal Mail Tracked 48, mainly because Royal Mail collects from my company every single day. It will also give you a price based on what you're going to pick. So you can see that Every at £2.94, Royal Mail at £3.39. Royal Mail is generally a little bit more expensive, but for me, better. Minimal risk, minimal issues, never really get too many issues with Royal Mail, parcels getting lost, and if they do get lost, the claims process is pretty easy, so I always choose Royal Mail. I just like their service, they're more reliable than anybody else I've ever used. Next, you need to select who's going to pay for shipping. So you can pay, and the buyer gets it free. I will say that offering free shipping generally increases your visibility. Everything that I sell on my main business account is shipped for free. For this particular scenario, we're going to have the buyer paying. So the buyer is going to pay £3.39. If you wanted to change that, you can. You can click in and change it. All it means is that if you change that to £2.50, for example, it just means that you're going to be paying a percentage of the shipping charge. For this particular example, we're just going to go with whatever eBay have said for the postage, and we're going to keep the postage charge the same. We're going to skip over international postage, mainly because we've not set up GSP yet, which is Global Shipping Program. That is a dedicated video in its own right. Next, delivery details, okay? So you need to set your dispatch time. Now we've used Track 48, so we know that once it's sold and the customer's paid, we've got 48 hours to ship it. And do you want to accept returns? I would advise you to accept returns because, again, it's another little tick in the sales process, and the eBay algorithm will check all of these things that you've selected, your shipping type, if you offer returns, how quickly you dispatch, blah, blah, blah. And the more positive things that you are selecting, the more you will get ranked. So I always suggest that you accept returns. Domestic returns within 30 days, you can either choose you pay for the returns or the buyer pays for the returns. Shipping time frame, minimum you can select is 14 days. You can go right up to 60 days. And there's benefits of accepting 60-day returns. Again, I'll cover that in a different video. We're just going to set the middle ground here, which is 30 days. Okay, so that's all done. And other than promoting your listings, which again, you can promote your listings. We're not going to talk about that today. We're going to do a dedicated video on that. There is lots and lots of things within eBay that will warrant dedicated videos for them so you can understand them. I'm just not going to promote on this account. You can donate to charity if you want by clicking that and then donating a percentage of the sale to charity. Nice touch. And then that's it. List for free. You can see listing fees. Bang, list for free. Now you can see that the eBay listing is a success. We can see that the listing is now live. And if we click this, view listing, there it is. Nice and easy.
Okay, so that is how to list a product on eBay with a private seller account. Now, for all of the people who stuck with me through this video, thank you very much, firstly. If you are a regular seller, you're probably shouting at me, it's too complicated. It's way too overcomplicated when you compare it to sites like OnBuy, Amazon, Backmarket, for example, where all you need to do is find the product in their catalogue, add your SKU code, add your price, maybe put some condition terms like grade A, grade B, grade C, whatever, and then click list. And I will agree with you, it takes 10 times the length to list on eBay than it does on other marketplaces. But I understand why it's complex. eBay wants you to be really transparent about the product that you're selling and give you all the opportunities to list every single item specific about the item that you're selling. Does it work when you compare it to other marketplaces who are doing things different? I don't know. I do really think there is a call for eBay to simplify their listing model. And I'll be the first one to shout out for that. I'm completely with you that there's way too many fields and way too much call for information. But it is what it is, and if you want your products to rank on eBay, you've got to fill in all the areas that eBay want you to fill in and put in as much information as you can. So what are my plans for the account now it's been up and running for about 2 weeks? Now, as you can see, what I showed you earlier on, we've only done 2 sales and we've only been listing things that we've found from around the house. Now, I'm trying to emulate what a new eBayer would do when they set up an account, which is set up a private account, source products from around the house, sell them, get some money, find a niche that they like, go and buy products for that niche, grow into a business account, turn it into a side hustle, turn it into a business. And I don't want to run before we can walk, because the whole aim of doing this is so I can document all these steps in detail. So no matter what stage you are at your selling journey, you can click into my channel and find a video that actually gives you some value and helps you on your reselling journey. So in the back of my mind, I know where I want to go, because I've got an eBay store that's sold over 20,000 products. We sell £300,000 to £400,000 a year on eBay. So I know where I want this to go. But selling clothes that I've got around the house, especially the clothes that I've got as a 50-year-old bloke, I'm not going to get much traction. So I am going to start looking around for different products that I've got. I've got a games console which I'm going to put up for sale. You can see that I've just listed some shoes because I'm quite interested in the shoe category, and I want to get some money together sooner rather than later from the sales so we can go out and start sourcing products. But as a new eBayer, you're never going to be sure what categories are going to be popular. Now, there are hundreds of categories on eBay, so I've got an answer and a solution to this that I'm going to start doing. So I'm going to pick out multiple categories. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do all of them because there's way too many. I'm just going to pick out maybe 20 or 30 categories, and when we've got a little bit of pot of cash, I'm going to start buying products in each of those categories and test them out to see what works and what sells. So, and I think this will make some good content, because you might be into art, you might be into furniture, you might be into shoes, you might be into tech, you might be into trading cards, you might be into retro products. And we're going to systematically move down these categories and actively go out and buy products for these categories and then test them out to see how they perform. So that's the plan for the channel moving forward. We haven't done any more sales other than those two, so it's been pretty rubbish this week, to be honest with you, but I've been super busy with my main company, but that doesn't excuse the fact that I need to be putting the time and effort into this project. So thank you for watching this far. I do hope that the whole listing kind of thing has helped you out a little bit and you've got some value from it. If you want to see other videos in this kind of step-by-step manner, please comment down below in the comments and I will definitely look at creating those videos. I do tips and tricks on TikTok, the Flipping Reseller on TikTok. Make sure you go and follow that account because I put out videos on there too. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and it's got to be worth a subscribe, so make sure you smash that subscribe button and follow along for the journey. It's Saturday and it's time for some rest. I'll see you on the next video. I wasn't going to hit my camera then, honest, but yeah, see ya.